ene eye ukiada, and as you know, yeah, the mehiasem segment no ebebremo. Na enensem wo ho ye be dis ankomo no ye wi a deputy campaign chairman for the Baumia campaign, Nana Komea, will join us in studio. Na yedi enkomo. And then unim say in recent times and so the LPG liquefied petroleum gas suppliers ni distributors at Ghana hano. They've been talking how much say more. The ama LPG boa cost run say bear 22% of the cost of LPG taxes and kwa statutory taxes and kwa. And the movie say was buying a home bibi na ma ebo no etumi ba from kakra. And anyone association members will join us in the studio. Ni anyone edi and community holiday we want to serve you very very well. And the Monshan and so MIA. Omanhene Kwabena
Obi edanyame ase Mewura ha with Syria. I said Yedimochi social monante last week na
umumu social menante
Yedimochi make me baby am free ba who dey
na mesuya wo nante
Yedimochi
okay
who baby am free ba no
mate
I said mo ye no eno na ye
mo ye
the mo ye eno na ye so I was excited say the Church of Pentecost at meeting kuntebu agu ho na church members ti ho na obia kuma mu Syria na from Syria chama say we dey enkwapa no kwafo nyina ya bomu no ye kuntebu no kire say empempenso a asafo no ye kono ye twa akra manya na physically so no ye discipline ho ye na wabere eboa ba bibia ebe ho na onyame adom na ne hu mobrontie ne a reasonable percentage of Ghanaians
members of the church.
Members of
and it's and extra I think it's the 18th extraordinary council meeting Ekoso Ewogomoa Fete. Na the chairman of the church delivered the state of the church address.
Okay.
He does that every year.
Yes,
state of the church address. In his address now make it a point say Church of Pentecost total membership as at December 2023. Into where a report on the year 2023 as of December 2023 now membership in Ghana alone 3,864,355 in Ghana alone. Or did the rest of the world it offer worldwide including Ghana population now 4,534,644 and that's the total membership of the church as we speak.
Fantastic.
So offer Ghana number now which is 3,864,355. What it means they say what they compare the Ghana population now. Sure. In the 11.3% of Ghana's total population are members of the Church of Pentecost.
So, fantastic.
11.3%. That's massive.
So what it means is that
that's massive.
A Christo asafono.
Sure.
A suyi pa and Pentecost I there.
Sure.
And the other time let me tell a sort of paying Archbishop Duncan
Williams. Yes.
Now oko to some of the godfathers oko 50 Pentecost asafo.
Sure.
You know, I was so impressed. My fact, just this okay, it's not just an occasion. More kuntebu dana bishia ejumai for that, and it will bring a lot of conversations. Mon kuntebu dana and bishia ejumai for that kekenso. Asabi share a new month. It's a new beginning. It is an kuntebu na ama asafo ma dodo na yankase 100%. And yet me aji o makumo musino. The reflection is that. Sani Pekona here 4 million and still counting.
Yes.
Ghana this year almost serve in various capacity wherever they find themselves in this country. If you are sorry Pentecost now, Sani Omana Ama Mosero.
Yes.
Who Pentecost as a Funibia na Christo Nibia when you Quenya or Babia or several of my Ghana na the Pekobino.
Sure.
Are you reflecting how the church is really lifting the image up? Because Bibia the Adanse said now you are a force. You are a force.
A big force.
So I think some force no influence or more impact.
Sure.
It is asafomano. Mo busamo ho say. San kuntabua am eni agise na yin ka say we dey nkwapa no kwafo ya nkase abom kama na ofa tifi fa over. The first condition is just to go and then win souls. Ya fam. The abanu say ni path from welfare. Onyame adom wi no animde onyame dey adom ye. Pentecost at this year, representing the Christian society, wherever we have found and we continue to find ourselves, what are the qualities we keep exhibiting? That's in Kuntana happen.
Sure.
Yakobo asori fi nkunta wi onyame adom bibia hihye no kama yakwa sorry yetwa akraba nyame fie ampa yetwa tight yesa yetonwumi nyame but the question is that ye free nyame fie onkunta bo na ye ba ye wiase we ya baby ye gina nyame anam ni Pentecost asafo ni various enso ya namu no
abrabo be ne yebo
because it's exciting. How many people at the end of the day, companies whether public or private, I know bit magic bre abebu nkunta achira asafo say hand free maybe a touch many and the crowd one who do a shall say a say a progression.
Sure.
So the question is, why do we always look up to the church as a different entity?
Yes.
Baby sunkwa, they are quite a codden baby, ye pieba bontia, Sani yani suni bana asafuri de mayinano, whether Roman, whether Methodist, whether Pentecost, whether Apostolic Empowerment, whether all these churches. Ningina come for and say, a suni near a papa, and a more than a dear said the Christ to bed as soon as the train. Dear Nama Nomabia and some fata any entity and boy brano. And
I think and I love the fact that we're raising this particular point, and I'll take you to the Bible. Obia Utinimi 1 Peter. In Russia 1 Peter 2:9. There was something very, very profound about Christians. In the way Christonia, this is how you should see yourself. And Peter in this letter to the church said, but you are a chosen generation.
A chosen generation.
You are a royal priesthood. We are Christian to you. You are a royal priesthood. You are a holy nation. His own special people. Into we are Christian. You are God's special person. That you may proclaim the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. And you remember, sir, Jesus, one of his admonition to the church at the time, said, you are the light of the world. Oh, yeah, you are a special person. It is a was our company, name was our jomho, was our fear hona. What you have to do is you have to behave like Christ. It's as simple.
We need to do that assessment now.
Yes.
Because we didn't
behave.
Our Saturdays and Sundays and Fridays, filled with spirit people. So this spirit people, the teaching said, so I'm taking this good opportunity because I'm Amos, or even on educational sector.
Sure. Yeah, some of the things the church is doing, it's amazing.
And the amount involved.
It's amazing. I mean, and I love the fact that for those who easily make the point, so when that's why I'm saying,
woe betide you. I'm like, woe betide you because you are not even, you don't even know what you are saying.
Yes.
Woe betide you. This is just a portion of Pentecostalism or whatever. Dag Mayo.
Yes.
San in artificial hospital.
Yeah, hospital. No, sure.
Universities are who do a suffer. Financial support. So, but for the church.
Yeah. And I think the aim was sending any or say the Church of Pentecost through its ministries. It was a women's ministry, youth ministry, ministry. And the church has a decentralized system in the areas and the districts. You are encouraged to do sorry to me, identifies okay, as soon as you are not being a member. And the scholarship. The church through its ministries, areas, districts, and even the headquarters in Accra spent a total of 14,281,540 Ghana cedis to sponsor the educational pursuit of some members. 14 million is 140 billion old cedis.
Look at this.
You understand it?
Look at this.
For those here making some of those,
look at this.
comments, no, that sweeping comment. I saw members, no warfare. This is 140 billion.
But that's why it's incumbent on all of us, especially our good selves, to ensure that any attack on the Muslim society or the Christian community,
must be.
It does not augur well for us.
It has to be condemned.
It doesn't augur well for us at all, but for these major spiritual institutions, and our faith-based institutions, I tell you. Maybe Yankagana, maybe a baby and but the truth is that the chunk of the people pushing the agenda of various governments, Muslims and Christians are together pushing that agenda. It says who's agenda need push up. There's a third eye be now force be or corrupt to the Ghanaian with impunity. So we should not look on unconcerned. Because we are out. Excellence at our church premises. But deterioration at our various workplaces and marketplaces. Why? How can that happen? So a Ghana need Jumani, whether in the private sector, whether in the public service, Mr. And nay Jumai Forda. And nay a Jumai Forda. A Sumbia won't be whether you're a traditional person. More than quite a who change. You cannot be a choice at once now, no baby. Yes. Under the mercies and grace, no. Now sometimes you maybe a fan of a fala. It is ceremony. Let what we go to church and the mosque and the traditional belief, what those things are we are being taught. Let it reflect wherever we find ourselves. To public or private service. Be a wo bia no be so kwadwuma 8:30 so wadwuma. Excuse me, ya dos dodo. They say all hands on deck because say kosuani mani ba ebogu nyina ana wo chefa kosuani dia mani mbo we ba wo sisara nya be fra wo be fra unya ne back kama because say boy che say mo ma yono tia yono no enye selective o etifo bia fie. So it is better for us to prevent that unit so-called in quote now than to allow unit to happen because of people's certain interest that does not inure to the benefit of Mother Ghana.
Sure.
We don't have a choice than to ensure. See, Abaya Jumadea Bua Ghana Magana Etmejan Naso. Now also I fight with Jumamuno. Share the Sefata Edama Yan Ghana for Jumai for. Obi, Ghana for Jumai for Brino. Almost tete high. So also almost funny power almost high. You can give a lot of cases.
In your a
lot of cases
because of
Yesuban.
Now, even this conversation around some of the delivery service companies now pack it out of Ghana.
Yes.
I mean, if you look at the backstory, apart from the general economic situation in the country, bebre now so riders ni bebre attitude too. Into a moment yes, our Glovo ne why food delivery. Masa riders ni bu ejuma wura no mfa. It's crazy.
Exactly.
And the automoto di mo bi say on fanye your friend is saying Okada mawa. Wow.
And the fear. It really swear the fear. Growing up, hey,
so be donya
me, now I cry picture now potemo nyate na ukana wo abusie for no what ma ko ditro adonyame it's better you own up for you near muwa wo potemo na besin ko baby
and you come donyame free
donyame no na
no chance trophy no chance trophy. I think that attitude no answer some of guy and then no acquire holiday and so a Ghanaian worker now would see me both in the public sector in the private sector. Let today be a day of reflection for you. And ye ho na atayen and a holiday was yen so yetena fie ye baba tena say ye adwuma eye som aya fa to ye ho so enti it let today be a day of reflection. Now who say and the me man why I did not even want this holiday to come on a Wednesday and say ochena and the holiday Friday weekend now start the
Thursday Friday and so oh say we dey it's none crown a channel obi the engagement in adore chechina obi na yi chechina because he doesn't see how the country will frown say you be kwakoji eni aba ye mfa onkra ye think say go be no abe Mr. Ghana for. It's an appeal, Obi, because it's getting out of hand now. The impunity with which we do things in this country.
Asempa FM.
Yabu and Yagu be so by so macatro. Ghana ye dear say NDC ni MPPs. These are letters. I say Nipansa, Yan Ghana for. I say answer
Nipan and make Ghana.
Alphabet ABC ni DEY Kyrie. And can you? We form a group of people. Then we decide that you have a friend MPP and a friend NDC.
Yeah.
So like-minded people with a vision to turn Ghana around. But what are we seeing now? Groupings of selfish people to amass wealth at the expense of a lot of people at the base there. What are we seeing now? Leadership is losing the truism in terms of who a leader is.
Yes.
Public service holders, they don't see, they don't feel. Patriotism is dying. All that we're all looking for, power, money, power, money, power, money, power, money. That's what we're looking for. How we even arrive at getting money? How we arrive at getting power? It's your next generation be one. You try to say your next generation be one. Yeah, you know, you see a giant children I should buy Papa Biana. Obi Mr. on a day like this.
And the question of impunity, Sisiana Yakwa say the fear factor around the state. Say you can say Omanhene Ghana. And Omanhene Ghana no is represented by certain symbols, certain niyoma binti. Who say police ni a police uniform. Who say soldier ni a military uniform. Ojina ho ema Omanhene the power of the state. Oman enran yeti say soldier ni bi. Yes a police for stay monfre ye kaswa reporter mame. Yes police for the yanim no akobo ni tuyekono.
Police for
now one was our story no. Papa ni soldier as we akọ na asase so. Now I think asase na issues was so. And okọ report him out police. Enti enra no san kọ asase no okọ na as land guards be aba asase so omo be eniom be na oka say chale na asase ba issue ni police enti e be ya. Masa omako police station ya oman yesi police station enim ho a o. Car kwan da police enim ho a guy ni so two car kwa me boat pa o. Wa bo soldier ni tu ekono.
Police station
enim ho abo ni tu ekono. In the impunity, that is where we've gotten to. Waboni tuyo kuno, wabo soje ni tuyo kuno. Police station enim, etimi atreat you abono. And understand that you don't know say, nana juyen say obo tuyo ni yo no ye sam or you Superman be your boy ya obeyira. And as a police wo ni hu police wo ntimi nche no. And I think there is something we have to be concerned about. Say impunity could do sa level now. It is worrying.
Okay, I'll be finished with the video.
That's the video. And look now what they are tossing. And what they are tossing. Into ya the black and white because of how the pictures look. But in the car mo, ya born moja na son. Oh Jesus Christ. Kofi Ajay at saying. Hello, Kofi Ajay. Net saying. Na soja ni asemi eba ne saying what's the backstory then what
Obi the action say ni de ko ba nya ni de we tell us asefo so mom de de ko ba ni say was Millennium City no ja enclave no ade a to ja say ho mentu ase kakra ewa yesa kakra wa say ahano because of a closer to a clan in Obia person or move ever has said the bear what here or beg one kaya idea ever one because I know oh quaka is here no be but don't name ba and the bus at the pressure ever 20,000 so and the idea gave as I said better on 10 cities no I know whether maybe 50 cities it is a value no a cost and the bus always a man no it by pressure nature man we as I say with the double say nature man to meet you and Millennium City so I be abaka say mu no enye nei ene we taka say ye bo bi to mu awu be 10 years ago no so the same area na Santa na ora Kofi Asman ma so japo bi ba no mo so protecting inside bi e no omo bo civil e bi to e ma so je ni bo akọ bo civil e bi to mo wi e ji ase sa kam no eda so eda ho no mo a e no sa ase me ko a but ye hu ba bi a equilibrium abedu ebe na family no crowd say asem no freedom na we asase o say just one plot 70 by 100 a yɛtwitwa tɔn ya na asase no aberanteɛ baako a ɛne kasa ɔno kyerɛ sɛ ɔsɛ ɛfɛ yɛndagye ɔkyerɛ sɛ ɔtɔ asase no ɛwɔ kofi asema hɔ a ɔno na 21st contract company ɔno na ɛbɛkyekyere millennium city a ɛma millennium city estate millennium city ɔno na ɛbɛkyekyere yɛ enti baba kyerɛ sɛ ɔtɔ asase no wɔ ɛna ɔno nso ɛtɔn ɛde ma obi a ɔ develop that is what the ɔmo ka ɛna suspect yɛ ne ho abatama na fi ati no ɔno nso kyerɛ sɛ ɔno no ɔyɛ jaasehen ɛwɔ saa mpatam wɔ egumu abantama a ɛhɔ no pɔli under millennium city ɛnti ebetumi aka sɛ directly no ɔmo na asase no ɛyɛ ɔmo dia but obi ɛyade a ɔtun sɛ ɔmo wɔ asase issues between saa 20% ni nananom a wɔn mpatam wɔ ɛsan sɛ ɔmo kyerɛ sɛ asase a papa ne bɛtɔ yɛ no ewi akyi na wa register ma aboro so ebi asɔ bɛtɔ asase 10 acres a ɔkɔ register 100 acres nti ɛma ɔmo ti ɔmo agyesɛ ne saa deɛ a ɔmo bɛgye ɔmo asase difference yi aka no ɛma ɔmo de asɛm no kɔkɔ to awɔ sɛ Ghana asɛm no duwa bi a obi ana na yɛ de kakra san sɛ nkyasesɛm wo de kɔ court a ebi tumi di 10 years 15 years kaa na yɛnyɛ nti wo ɛsɛ wo hwɛ court no wobɛba ne yɛatɔn w'asase nyinaa di awie nti ɛno na ama obi ɛnokorɛ yɛ baako pɛ ɛno na ama langarism ne koka ne ne da bia wɔ sɛ abɔ bi tuo a yɛtwitwa du asase no yɛabɔ bi because masase na wobɛtɔ 10 plot na afei wakɔ yɛ register 100 plot na afei megyima deɛ ɛsɛ bɛkɔ court ɛbɛkɔ court nti bɛdelay a na ɛsɛ ɔno nso ɔni option bi asɛ ɔno nso bɛfa mmerante sɛ ɔkɔ police station na police go deny no ɔkɔ court na ɛkyɛ a ɛno wafa no ho adwen ha saa na ɛno na ama issues a wɔn patam wɔ wɔkyɛ aka sɛ ɛma issues a wɔn patam wɔ nyinaa wobisa obi a obi abɛka kyerɛ sɛ cases bebree ɔkɔ ɔtɔ ɔbɛbi mu na ebi ɔkɔ di 15 years ebi di 20 years yɛnyɛ adeɛ a cases ebi ɔkɔ a yɛmfrɛ nti ɔno nso ɔhwɛ na asase no nso ɔtɔn no ɔno nso a na ɛsɛ ɔfa no ho agye afei bɛdi baabi ɔnso akɔfa boys anaasɛ ɔno nso akɔfa nkurɔfo defense squad na ɔno nso ɛfɛsi tuwo sɛ dɛbi ayɛ ntɔkwa wɔ ase.
nti meba wo nti sogyani wei deɛ no wosi nipa no a ɔbɔ otuo no yɛ ɔhene
akɔ information ekuta kyɛ sɛ ɔyɛ jaasehene ɛwɔ gomu abantam a no fall under millennium city
and the police were akye no
no kasa di akye no a ɔwɔ national city a
na ɔsi sogyani na yɛ ne den nti na ɔbɔ ne tuo no
obi anu ni asɛm wɔn sɛ asase a yɛka ho asɛm yi ɔmo kyɛ sɛ ɛmɛ kaka one plot ndago no kyɛ sɛ ɔtɔ sɛ bi kaka yɛn but ɔmo kyɛ sɛ ɔmo deɛ but asase no kɔn mu a ɔmo kyɛ sɛ half plot ɛyɛ na nan ne nkɔfo a ɔmo so de ama obi a ɔno so esi ne dan ɛna aberanteɛ yi a ɛka na sɛ ndago no so half plot ɔda ama obi but ndago no kyɛ sɛ ɔtɔ one plot nti ne kyɛnti na sɛ onya ne one plot no square ne nyinaa ɛna ɔmo so kyɛ sɛ asase no deɛ half nti for half na ɛma nti ɛtɔkwa di kan si yɛ bɛyɛ 2 weeks ago ama na ɔmo de kan kɔkɔ wɔ site wɔ but ɛno deɛ anya deɛ bɛyɛ violent nti but ɔmo pɛ mu ɔmo yɛ nsɛ ne normal nɛɛma ntɔkwa obi asɛ obi duro ne ade ama polisifoɔ bɛm millennium city polisifoɔ by ana ɔmo bɛ stop ɔmo nyinaa sɛ ɔmo nyinaa stop yɛ adwuma no na ɔmo nkɔyɛ search na ɔmo kɔyɛ search no yɛ ebehu deɛ asase yɛ ne deɛ eti ɔsɛ before akɔ akɔyɛ search no nso no ɛyɛ sɛ both parties no nyinaa no wɔ a ɔkele no native ɛna wɔn nso asɛ asase no wɔn nso wɔ poli nyinaa ɛsɛ mo de sika ba na ɔmo de kɔ lands commission na lands commission yɛ search ɔmo yɛ search yɛn na wɔ a odi wɔn so yɛ de ama wɔn eti ɔmo deɛ aba ama search no afei na polisifoɔ de kɔ a lands commission for release results no ɛnfa ma wɔn ha nkyɛn no ɛna ɔmo kyerɛ sɛ other party ɛyɛ adwuma ɛwɔ so ɛna na asɛm a ɛwɔ police station a yɛkɔ kɔpɛ results na ba na sɛ obi yɛ adwuma deɛ ɛna mɛsɛ kɔ akɔ adwuma wɔ so deɛ kɔfa asɛm no baeɛ no eti wee kɔɛ a wɔyɛ adwuma na wei nso kɔɛ wɔyɛ adwuma eti ntoma si kyɛ sɛ ɛno da no polisifoɔ kɔ di kan kɔ ɔmo kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo asan aba asase polisifoɔ kɔ ɛna ɔmo kɔ stop yɛ sɛ de bɛyɛ a asomdwe bɛba but still ha no ɔmo san kɔ so both party nyinaa san kɔ so kɔyɛ ɔmo adwuma eti ndago no kyɛ sɛ ɛno ɔmo yɛ na antentam polisifoɔ ba mu na ɔmo yɛ antentam no ɛna ndago no ɛfrɛ sogyafoɔ no menyini ba ndago ɛno ne kyerɛ kɔ ɔno a lɛgye sɛ soja asase ɔtɔn ma soja ni bi nti saa na ɔno kɛntɛ ɔno kyɛ sɛ asase no frɛ wura no na ɔbae but yɛmu kaka nso a ɛba gan check nso kyɛ sɛ ɛnyɛ saa na teɛ but ɛno deɛ ɛnim na police investigation na police wɔ nsɛm eti ɔno no frɛ sojafoɔ no baeɛ no ɛna sojafoɔ no ɛba site wɔ nti ɔmo ba site ɔmo baeɛ na other party no nso a nipa yɛ ati ɔno nso ne ne nkurɔfoɔ ɔno ɔsa ɛsɔbe a ɛwɔ saa mpatam wɔ ɔhen sa ɛsɔbe a nti ɔno ne mmeranteɛ yɛ adwuma wɔ site ɔno nyinaa nso wɔ nti ɛno sojafoɔ no baa na ɔmo hwɛ ɛsii no And I'm so stop because who you might be a Juma. So when we go for your Juma, and James Omuya, Katakata, and a soldier for to reform the buy mail, Baku private scam to the Nipa or free and one personal car and or the buy. And John Barrow was in a police station or 2 car on police station. We need and Casana, work for me there. And performance is just don't do police station one. And I'm in see call district police command or can't and minimum command could do. If you will not to get or call back to Barras and as well call back to the people. I know what you're I think when emergency could be an answer. Oh, yeah, wait. If you know, yes, all on last time, now, suspect engineer and corporation, so I would do police station because we will shut up on 8 key lead. There 5 minutes, and then I'm also 8 to 3 side to Omanhene Kwabena police station. And then somebody do police station, we need a see what police station. They are about police for one person back at church because I've been see in front of Millennium City District Police Command.
Police command name Juana Kwani boat, you know.
Yes.
Indeed, the one who near Nadrin say or call back to barracks, no. Ena or Hinen and call for the case Onyina and answer day.
Yes, on the Onyina and was it Onyina or and you stop, no. Stop the car, Onyana. And according to police officer or pull out person. And you pull out person and that's there or should keep time. And we have first, second, third bullet now, and I mean now call time, and then there was a back shot as over the side, and I was a bullet in FAO. But once the name there, many expect will choose to me there, and I'm in 2 to that. But once they are all 2 to a security, and the was there, or 2 first or second or third one, I'm going to turn the bar soon now, fire demon, and they will back screaming, back with I all drive I ran away to them. And a 24 Southbound Fowl, and on one's office and without no one say on one account, or local, and don't go and 24 and I'm going to be Ecocano.
And Amunumua.
Yes, and the Amra, almost say, a bat or Lusu control the 2 can or Lusu control the cost. I don't know, got him. I want police station anyone more. And the police also buy no more on by another say, carnage or don't go another say, Indian Sudan in the Moa, Sabi Moja, a honor or Hini Jane, and I say, Honor police for Cheno. I want to know what Cheno. Opinion says, admission, I will district police command and Nimua, a doing me, I didn't go back.
Hey, and you're Hini of him. Wow. Anyway, said you kind of police for Ebeyan Shishimunti, Yabeko Swedi, Bibiani, Ebesan Babidin Comobio. Why? Yeah, that's it. Kofi Jane, attending Kano, reporting from Kaswa, Millennium City, Nasasemi, AC. I mean, District Police Command, Nimwa for this is really bizarre. I mean, I'll share video now, heart wrenching stuff. I mean, for
appealing.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Soon album ye trying soon I am very quasi ye bonny and I ye no be and by ye after all what will happen. So until Mistress young Kaya who say a Ghana back a bushia. And so I won't say one attitude we need to fix our land tenure issues. So land issues, no Charlie. So be say Abuchi phone quan started and then now can you got to wash a Ghana for the Asia. Abuchi for no there. Ye could do no soon no okay and join him. They've even decided Ghana no Anna oko ye mistake. I go catch and say was who didn't even sit down out of them. And no one will bet track catch no. Because he be or say wabodam. But the idea ye in your name be power man on how much community say or my home gym no. Yeah, most of them they've resolved. Say pass and be not I to assassin. No.
Or this kind of better be a butcher
or to abruche them because over turning Konina. No a bar and they offer bag in Kwaba be the
Airbnb or and I says short stay apartments
three after all or two within 9 yeah no yeah then I know and I must say be they be now be the argument is a Bible crack Cassica on for so dear and a Japan for nobody doubts that. But bottom line is that acquisition of all these things you know can say enkusi
yeah
you can say don't acquire I don't know what's acquire legitimately at the expense of a lot of people pain hurt me say mo mind me share honsusu I was way no ebufo kakra bi betima ba na I'll show you that oh yeah be kiti we kwa jakwa skill saw
yeah wabrabo nyina asesa
bibia senti de oh ye bia so no one calculate ni ye na ye say oni agiman dia ene wa obo se na afia kofo a sign there every day nyame adom omo to sign honhom ahodo nyina agu wiase enso ye na ye nam twede
ahweye ne so hia
sina wadaroma unyonko na wa akoma enyonko na sebi wo no wo ya okoji aman so and the entire chronicle mutina ye den kakran se obi these issues about landguards nti obi say we the okwa na kamere Ghana mra ho do se ne mfanye landguards these issues about political party and machoism and all these things.
But so there's a whole anti-vigilantism.
But what are we seeing? What are we reading? Sometimes
and see, land guards are quite a bit institutionalized.
That's it. That's
a bit part of the system.
That's it. Sometimes you're handicapped as a journalist, as a Ghanaian. Obi me catch you. What is it for my baby? And I do a copy of Mremuno. Nyoma bebree about chambers. Now one no say na otiana. Now ni nyoma ba na ni nyoma bebree. Oh. And so I say one say say yanso ya papa no and it some of them we've allowed it to go. Not because onipa no right say and the buy who could do fear numera. Who busa ho say we nyina crack kikiri we nyina.
Na bibi na pan.
Panya. And the ever so ba ba. Or no so person cash and good. Man go do. Sometimes how we see things in this world we are going you can't understand. Eti mesra and sasun se we no credit na out of from until they can say workers dey careful Okolans commissioner a lot of deals are heartbreaking deals as we speak now tema asem kese bi opa obi papa sa se odi eja no obi agi dey ya japade esi so amomatimi akoye fichiri bi
document bi
me court in some name lenses me dey akire pa o me so timi ko do court wo asase no me so asase no Dominic assassin assassin baako obi ekwan papers
signature was
the answer say TSC fata
obi aso consideration akọ obi atieska
go through process no obi is it not shameful? So how do we intend to build that better Ghana? How do we intend to build it?
I hear that there is a place Nungwaho baby hono. There are people there manfu ni mo so omo say what the enemy me for man his signature e de kwa oman ombetima sign with signature pe they are known omo everybody knows them. The police knows that they are there. Omo signatures no sign or best sign was in this a land document now was a land commission boss I was sign out on sign out yet now. Omo de beko ebe ba na ya sign with signature neat na da so.
Ko phone so wo za bochi for na share kasa so make no. Edem you
go. Charlie, this land tenure and some day because we cannot have a whole land commission. We cannot have a whole land act. And they are consolidating a laws fans into one statutory document. Not still into managing the whole talk about digitalization of Yensa say because I'm told says I will call Rwanda and there manas or pass. In fact, there is a portal in Sase available in our they will seek a beson. What choose you go through the process, what register what you assassinate out there. Yeah. Charlie, there should be a way. There should be a way. I think our land tenure system used to us since independence and the result has been terrible. But Accra has to us as important.
See, even if some of us have personal experiences in Asase Tong, and there you are cries. I don't just say, "What your guy out in grind? It's not true.
Don't be too simple."
You go to Asase yesterday into the following day morning. You call me. You boot 9 baby 100 in go. Ada na normal time I stay developer. And I still developer with impunity. Remember one city. Professors BISM. I'm moving court. That's what court. And then I may have done it. You found because you feel new lawyer now. Lawyer be call who go for busheni lawyer so hano. Who go for them for lawyer hano. So what is it? So if there's an inconvenient way be or no budget because they are still there, Obi. They are still there. They are still in court.
I don't know. Say other regional capitals and sweat.
Well, I don't think so.
This is Sunyani, for example, saying it.
I really don't think
so. Because in yes, it's the national capital, but actually, we need to get a hold on the land situation in this town.
The fact say national capital doesn't make any difference. And because amount for chance in Krata Kreba. Amount for chance and another avenue for a lot of issues.
Dabi.
You call real estate for no much amount for you call real estate for no. We and Sasa one gas or basa over purchase and won't say
why do we think, sir, we can all as a people be dishonest and still expect an honest Ghana and still expect Ghana to develop? I mean, tell you.
Say, unfortunately, the area question NDC and NPP. Let us know. Young Kassan
we cannot have a dishonest people and think Ghana would develop.
The former president, the personal.
Yes.
Personal.
Yes. So they are good people.
I know within themselves,
sure.
Like, shock to the bone. But Yana, one engage here, say, Konako representative enough, no. Come something could do on my Ochengar Gakupa. The Obeke Bia on tea. The referee say, Ojina Ghana man Penya name
Sempa FM.
It's what you need to ensure. This is baby, I do a question. Or man Penya is ready who Cassiano. Ketwan or say before Nafaya Wajuma. The referee because the society is so corrupt and vulnerable.
Yes.
Because I'm a permanent sorry, no. Then the pampe 250. Sebi and Cassini pampe. But Charlie, the way no Mexico, I say how national skid for. I say how about all in power. I say high young Ghana force said no, we are becoming beggars. Charlie, we are becoming lazy. There are no opportunities. Or there are opportunities, we are not making good use of it. And that's it.
The land system.
It's
because how can we lose a military officer?
Come on.
Soldier or say uniform. Because say ensase homan something no be atwetua body to go just like that asase. Oh no, the state can do better than this. I think we have to take this as a national emergency and deal with this land tenure.
Listen, when you are helpless, better. When you are helpless,
yes.
As a uncle now do say brubu so that ubia and few or mining few, maybe and few, busia and few.
Now also back land guards.
That's it.
And the police know land guards no.
Oh, we say another example be ma. Gidi am ko value me dey e wo damfa. I ma me yakra be to asa.
Yes.
Asase na me sa ko PH no. Awia keti am ma to gate for me. Me one dey frame na no mo dey eyini. Two gate na 2.5 wiem baby kura ma. Na me am pie onom no. Na mo say nya e fru dey kasa. Wa bodam. Just talk. Me don't know me just say no. Me don't mo shop no. I'm sorry. Who dey yedi mu wo mo ti yidi. Ah masa. One country e nke yamba. Oh, but the office dey yedi nkomo. Me say me dey me say mo ti sa akwada.
Assassinate
media. Media. What's that? We try to say calm them down. And multimedia brand, Madam say, is a powerful brand. How many multimedia people people working in multimedia media this opportunity?
Yes.
How many? You took get that metal
metal
7,500 maybe 7,000 7,500 you two are seeing you two one
outwatch baby.
Oh Benjamin or Sebi watch me hey make catch you now you say they are run away because you are coming with the police or you are not that they are running away, they are there they are custodians of the land. Come me call office on the movie.
And as I'm going for yesterday, almost a Ghana
for I know you will be diagram over quarter baby. Me say, make my money. Me do me kick me almost a member of example. Yes, but yes, now me dimri cardiac. Me pon kitty bra my breast and menya said you no cry will be returned bugu and yamadum. Oh, me cry. The payment share it all. I didn't assassin me toy no. Me told the same.
Who sent track you?
Ebi kura nya sa akonya me kwala mfa wotu birika ko birika ebi anya sa akonya ne kura as you speak no magic nkofo bibrede bi twa ma mani tua anya se obi ni tua me kura de MG, you can say MGL brand. And the four fan room coy.
And that was all saying,
of course,
double payment,
double
the same land.
Me really no so me yes me cost na Kazano. Na Dominic can come for us by. Hey, digging fee. No. Session up 2 million, 2,500 is sour. Oh, don't pass me to the giving. I've been trying to give you a boys in my side. Now one of them want to through challenge boss. We forget to water to them. Yeah. I do my way here. You know, I have called the pepper. I've already did me one my mouth. Even before you start and find your feet, Obi.
Not what unnecessary payment, expenses. It only in your dine toy crank for so.
But Danny Thompson,
a Danny Thompson was some so. Well, you're credible real estate company. And also another issue.
If you're not dealing with the jail properties,
yes, and all any other. But where is the state in all of this? But we cannot have a state a year inefficient.
I'm telling you,
where is the state in all of this?
The cries of innocent Ghanaians. Obi, say you're paying for 9 share. Na esu a tini amanfo
Charlie asase asem
na I'm telling you, the women can't show across mama no secret. Sa estate so called for bi na mko enyumako ma na mako ka say ye ton en block e di amamu obi an sha sentity omo di aban nyumafo be bresi
sika
omo di ni na we go treti wan
oh
omo di ni na mba na omo be twa brother side plan ma call verification ma check double verify obi the kind cross check verification cross check verification wa call answer ko verify wa call assassin nothing do kadaya assassin was them there.
No, but it cannot be like this. The state would sit down and consent, and we have this whole national security architecture, from the National Security Council to the Ghana Police Service to NIB to the Ghana Armed Forces to OBIA. Everybody sitting down on consent. A whole ministry. There were agencies under the ministry.
Almost region there west.
I mean, I can't believe it.
Originally, I say western region in dollars, and here west. Almost say boo in dollars. Maybe Obi Boma sorry.
Yeah. So someone said there say something would have to happen. No. Something drastic would have to happen.
This is the point.
We can't have that. And in this you're right in the constitution to own property, you know. And the why spend it with sika when your property is I mean, who does that? How can we live in a country like this? And the state sits there on consent because and I'm crana yeka me be for any idea assassin come in and make police for the police no be free car say police for assassin e da kasoa
and so crana
maza boys now fans assassin police for assassin ah o magia to am police staff no boys now fans assassin no in the okokro mo no police for no kra adwan to land guard to protect or more assassin. Can you even believe this?
And there are a lot of text messages. Lot of text messages, Obi.
No, it's not proper because the death of this soldier is completely unnecessary.
Mr. Ghana for Mama
cannot lose officers like that.
Mama mi aso no maso bibia na yen hwe ne yen ka asem no na yesoso yen kan ni wachintia ne yesoso the trauma people are going through obi ajapade pa legitimately ene dia Mr. Mo bebre Ghana for we should sit up and be focused.
And you know, and man, because of how land ownership in Ghana, no say either stool, family, and as a state, it is uncommon way, no. Yentimi ni without nananoma hemfo, who are legitimate custodians of our land. Any ebusian penny for no. Because family lands ebusian penny for no. Now if you about state lands in common and you be in later. But there's 2 lands, the family lands, no yeah. Omukunko for too much. Omukunko for too much.
Yeah. And amongst the trick here, this gate, this gate, and I'm the power of attorney way, and I win representing this clan, and our classes we don't call and at the point, I can quote a figure that my boss paid, and the land was not given to him. $14 million. Yes. $14 million. 2 families here. They benefit. Obi, me na ma court consem. Assassin court. You can't believe it. I'm shocked to Inipa. These are foreigners who came to town. And no Kurano.
Wow, what do you mean?
I'm telling you.
But to part with $14
I'm telling you.
million.
No, but no, but there you cross 2 gates in cross and you be share. But no, but I could jot. No, bogu so sa okay kasa basa or no be ya and push him yeah normal very bogu so sa that's how we are living in terms because we don't solve problems.
As someone said, the state will have to intervene.
We don't solve. We don't.
It cannot continue like
every
this.
facet of our life, there should be certain interventions.
Yeah.
Some need discipline. Some need restraint. Some need enforcement. Every facet, Obi. Every facet of our life.
How can you live in a country?
Every facet.
And now, yes. Why should that happen?
Oh,
you cannot legitimately own property.
We don't have patriotic people again. We almost have a reasonable percentage. Almost several all these spaces to ensure say obia fairness objectivity
obia
compromise your life because my dad of blessed memory I see pension agree any the likes you are proud
so we are doing food distribution
and that's why town and country planning. My mom was the Ghana food distribution. Now you're proud to say an opportunity to also contribute your quota. Eti wono anya sa edufudia na wo pe cars be 20 at a go who put down be 100 nipa baako no at a go. There be allow the private people to be doing what they are doing, and the private people for the kwano ye ni adoyin no omo sisi adan ni church abusuane na for ye no bebre ba wo aban nipa. Eti phone no without legitimate question no it's a challenge. And our face will be the grace amongst our future generation now. The kind of focus that we are giving to our future generation, the kind of attention that they have in terms of our future generation, the country, the future is bleak because there's no impartation of Elijah. There's no impartation. That kind of impartation, I hear about this generation. So, what do we have to impact on this generation? What do we have? What do we have? As I see a yam shishi.
And yet, my main chair, a justice of the High Court of Ghana, His Lordship Justice Francis Obri, or a High Court judge.
Very proud of him. You're a young man.
And he's been named onto the Court of Appeal.
Oh, please. Any Bruni appeal. Oh, the Mibusa Canasa.
Justice Francis Obri.
No, solid. Messieurs will come and see your crony.
I've seen
when you honey films, admit say,
no, you're crony. But I know you have a back pen so far, mamma. Now, Tobumpo, 1 pen, me chrome, didn't say. I give that to you. I mean, or your crony, sharp lawyer. And the Obababe judge. I mean, he'll be moving on to the Court of Appeal. Very so. Commercial Court 2, our High Court complex, or no NOA judge. The Justice Francis Obri. Congratulations to you. We appreciate all you do for Ghana. And Oman say, Otro judgment. Now, kind of judgment, Charlie. The quality of research. He's solid. He's that good. Justice Francis Obri, good afternoon to you wherever you are. But we say, Obi, good afternoon. Land issues in Greater Accra is very problematic. Obi, just pay a visit to Katamanso and its environs. You would see how land guards are tormenting legitimate landowners, asking them to pay digging fee, wiring fee, etc. Obi, just try and buy a land in New York, Peace Land, and Bechile, Lamtekin Rashid, Sisio Kumasi New Swami. Enti areas be on as say akwa say areas be on kran dia mem pe won ho enkoto asase ho. Charlie, I mean, we are comfortable living in this. Where's Obi? I must commend you and your team for the hot discussion on land issues in Ghana. Obi, the Land Commission has always become our problem. Over 20,000 people have died on family and stool lands in Ghana. Here at East and New Legon, we don't have peace. The state itself is a collaborator to perpetrate crime because of official interest of grabbing left, right, center. I'm a land developer, and bro, I would come and tell you real issues. Nana Sempa. And I mean, the state would have to intervene. We cannot be saying your land issues there. This cannot continue. When people are being killed.
But I solve your problem. Another typical example. Yes, about our elections and money crisis. Our elections and money crisis. Our election and some inducements. Electoral commission for vis-a-vis their reps at various polling stations and matters arising. How many times are we serious as a people and as a country that we allow openly politicians, we allow interested groupings to openly share and distribute cylinders, fridges, fans, money, flat screens, openly we do that. Openly. And are we serious as a commission that the people that we have engaged, over thousands, we don't have a commitment that anybody who falls into the electoral commission, falls into the national security setup of this country, any contrary thing against electoral commission for that man, you are going straight to face the law. Have we put that fear in ourselves? So if they are practicing this, what stops Guta member, Aboso Kai member, me as a trader, 70 GI for a custom for young catty deals, under declare? What stops me? Things fall apart. The center is not holding. The mere anarchy, the confusion, the chaos in we have a problem, and we need to tackle the problem ourselves. When we sit here and catch the Ghana problem, no, and you'll be free India, and you'll be free Czechoslovakia, and about solve if Guta truthful, if GRE customs truthful, if journalists truthful, reasonably truthful, sensationalism if indeed government in power, or public office holders truthful, if public service holders. Civil service and public service for so almost a Ghana there we have to fight for it. Obi truthful. Obi all hands on deck. Revenue generation is high. Developmental programs are on. Your bottom becomes quite good. We are operating an opaque system in this country.
And Omanhene say ye can asase asem no and said now can interest a woman a dorso. Obi asende me a provision in the new Land Act. Unse ya pass Land Act for from 2020 and the new Land Act. But what the new Land Act did, they say a consolidate or unse near war emre one sase hu bebre land registry one act one conveyance and act the bebre it ya kani nyina bom. They say Land Act 2020 one document a capture BBA.
As I say
a capture BBA. And in the new Land Act, now one problem there are multiple sales are yedi home common. And then the law na criminalizing multiple sales. So in the way you're busu opinion now yes I did it here. Or say Obi look at section 217 of Act 1036, which is the Land Act 2020. The offenses and the punishment created under the said section of the Act, if we as a country are bold enough to charge people under the said section, especially those who make multiple sales of land and those who sell out land without authority. Or say about 80% of these issues will be solved. The prison term ranges from 7 to 15 years imprisonment for multiple sales.
Was it bold?
Yeah, if you are bold,
enforcement no problem. Enforcement no problem, no. Enforcement has been our challenge, our bane as a country, as a people.
Omanhene bi 7 to 15 years. Abusuapanyi bi 7 to 15 years. Na unze mo say ade ya ne say bi okra behwe Omanhene no. Odi kro na nkasa nkwa no nim ho hwe o. Enkofo bi afemfa makonwa ne ho. Masa omo no se Omanhene tena adwam a na wa hyeda akoka bibi agu na nasom na amanfo omo na ya omo tied beat. Omo tied beat eto omo. Ena unzo mu nika togas kakrakere no de ahye bata sankofo no omo ye brutal
ko embassy no mo power ba tabe which the last time you call you get my lobby me hu am say mu ahonte aba we jo yin bia we jo boa no be na here be no togas kakaka no ahye bata kare no mo de sha hene ma na bees go in sa boys no omo ye brutal obebu afa so sisi it's a problem. I was say the state would have to intervene. But a lot of people do a big crowd for the documents.
Yeah. Where is Obi? The Millennium City land is something else. So even police land bought in 2009 for the police personnel were taken back and resold to them. My dad bought one for me and my siblings. Land guards have taken it from us. Nanam Ponsa Bedi Ako Kafra.
Oh.
Kafra. Where's the Obi? In terms of land issues, we need to commend the Otumfo for his fortress and upright decisions on land issues and litigations in the greater Ashanti and its suburbs. It is sad that there is wanton disregard for our land laws in Greater Accra with highly respected individuals. Obi, as you said, the state would have to intervene. Otherwise, it would be discussion after discussion without any resolution. Kudos to the Otumfo, Godi Ewotema. But man, not Kumase. Yenhuni bebresa
na na so no mistake about say don't try cry simple with it na say na timi ka say inferior do am ma mo anam na so me pay renew bia ma fa
meje masase
jadi the doctor for mun jadi no media who so omo kafa na na omo kafa regional mistake fa kafa na way. There should be a certain discipline apart from so region bia na tradition and how it's operating system no but whichever way there should be a certain discipline.
There should be and some authority.
Yes, a certain discipline.
Some authority, and I think that is what is missing. Yes, the law has captured that. And kudos to a more new land act. No, lawyer Kwame Jan, and the team. No, they did a fantastic work on the new land act, but that authority is missing. Oh man, but how can anybody in his right frame of mind go to a police station? Police station in him, what treat you abobi to a kono? Police station in him.
What has failed us? What has failed us?
Of course, I mean, prescribe the thing about leadership. Say, there be a leadership. Of course, leadership will be 80%. But that critical 20%, I feel followers, we are too dishonest and irresponsible. Their responsibility levels na endorse, and we always blame the other person for a problem. And only idea na yes. Into nipa no etewa o di politicians atem no. Ono busa say into sa contract ya o politician no sa kana we di na o ka ho asem. If you are faced with the same situation, wo be den. Now if you are starting in sign am nitire ho dishonesty. And obiano mpese ono ne ho be come for the development of the country. In this say me no me tonwade o pavement so me amese complain say Accra ye fin
ba o kutu pe
ba say wo kutu ne pe
insensitive to the people's plight
problem
very insensitive
so kosi and kosi they outcome what do we then do?
Very insensitive.
It's difficult. Very it's really difficult, but I think that's why we have the coercive power of the state. The state would have to be seen to intervene. Where's the Obi? Please, Sunyane is also experiencing same. Oh my, yes, Sunyane so can yes, around Abisim and its environs. And this in the Hona man for talk as you go for bunko for how too much. And this act is coming from the small chiefs. If I should put it that way, and the big chiefs are running behind them, Obi, don't think it's only Ghana that blacks, and to be precise, Ghanaians behave this way. Even they are worse outside Ghana. Just that we are lucky systems work. But
that's what we are calling for.
Yeah,
they are not lucky. That's how it's supposed to be. Even in the systems working for a minimum. Negligible, but a minimum that's so contrary to those regulations. Just imagine the consequences that we are going through. The consequences. Now, I don't want to say, yes, your man, your cassette, your langardism, and your cassette, your vigilantism, and you wear a man yourself. I don't know, we are Ghana, we are all my Ghana, crowd public space, now videos and Babontia. Langardism, any matroism, and vigilantism. Okay, what's him? Ado awo free tea say amanyo sem sikasem kwa na ekosuru mu no u free tea asem we busa say what have we done as a party, as a people, as agencies of national interest, what have we done to stop this thing? We will be benefiting because say we cannot correct ourselves because we are all beneficiaries of the incorrect system.
And when him say all caste systems no, and then I think I heard this story yesterday into Oko United States Attorney's Office, Eastern District of North Carolina. Press release be that was a jury finds U.S. Army Major guilty after he smuggled guns to Ghana in blue barrels of rice and home goods.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I mean,
no, it did not obvious that
no, Bobby. What's the engine? Networking.
Networking. And mono de Ghana.
What's the engine?
Ammunition say good drums ni mono.
The one that catches the custom, we are not investing in Kasakis. One that catches customs for the Jerry Fono. And your chain. Nipa no Muyajima. In Canada. So, call Miami or more than Yoma air flyer is
yes. Abba Ghana na.
Most of the declaration of rice.
Do some kwa. Stop it. From what I'm say, a federal jury convicted the United States, and then somebody our US, Ghana and US, were rising to be a major in the US Army. Major in Ghana is even a big deal. US Army, major. Currently assigned to Fort Liberty on charges of dealing in firearms without a license, delivering firearms without notice to the carrier, smuggling goods from the United States, illegally exporting firearms without a license, making false statements made to an agency of the United States, making false declarations before the court, and conspiracy. Kojo Owusu Date, aged 42 years, faces a maximum penalty of 240 months when sentenced on July 23rd, 2024. Quote, "We are partnering with law enforcement agencies across the globe to expose international criminals, from money launderers to rogue international arms traffickers capable of fueling violence abroad," said the U.S. Attorney Michael Easley. Through a partnership with Ghanaian officials, this rogue army major was convicted at trial after smuggling guns to Ghana in blue barrels of rice and household goods. I want to thank the Ghana Revenue Authority and the International Cooperation Unit Office of the Attorney General of Ghana for their assistance in the investigation. I also commend the Drug Enforcement Administration and the Federal Bureau of Investigations, attachés to the U.S. Embassy, Accra, and the U.S. Department of Justice's Office of International Affairs of the Department's Criminal Division for their significant assistance to this prosecution. Or say, far from being a victimless crime, firearms trafficking threatens public safety across our nation and beyond. Enti Ghana ni anyame na dom. Wako you and how are barrels nete? Barrels.
That's why I catch it.
So or the amount na na etuo.
That's why I catch you see border for no. It's a show almost you know so it's almost swear oats hold on almost a Ghana in they can work, but the interferences are too much sometimes. They can work. Our security setup no be. They can work.
Yeah, because when they are pushed down,
yes.
Well, our US are buying bought Ghana agencies not just say
yes, the Ghanaian is capable of attaining and achieving every height in this life journey. But meaning what is wrong with us? It's even we can't.
But here, say, according to court records and evidence presented at trial, between June 28th and July 2nd, 2021, Date purchased 7 firearms in the Fort Liberty area and tasked a U.S. Army Staff Sergeant at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, to purchase 3 firearms there and send them to Date in North Carolina. Date then hid all the firearms, including multiple handguns, an AR-15 50-round magazines, suppressors, and a combat shotgun inside blue barrels underneath rice and household goods, and smuggled the barrels out of the port of Baltimore. It was BT, Port of Baltimore, Maryland, on a container ship to the port of Tema in Ghana. The Ghana Revenue Authority recovered the firearms and reported the seizure to the DEA attaché in Ghana and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco. It was BT, Maryland, Baltimore. Ghana, and yes, so
so I said, quickly, something to let them know that Ghana recognize and appreciate what they have done.
Yeah.
We will compromise $1,000 is not calling him. You know, yesterday, my father sorry, COP or no, Yamano, a year, Caucasian shedding, ne papa da form.
Sure.
Or a retired police officer, when you're 82 years.
Ne papa, a retired police officer, okay.
onyame adoma memenda we so menya
and a year nanka say koso
sorry COP yohono
yes
we dey share den woni unuanum nya adofo ba be
difficult moment
very difficult moment so menya ni fiada ne memenda ana ne kwasiada osum Ghana ntie nyina yenko ne enso yenko ta na chi na ono so kata ne papa so police pen commissioner of police or more like the deputy IGP now
exactly second in command Ghana police
me aminu kuma rapti
rapti
on
sensitive
on me pen Alex Boam
okay
almost say omo yonko baako Stephen Osebons Osewayo CEO of 1125 Service Apartments East Legon
okay
ne papa Eda from Omanhene na what done 11th of May 2024 e was sunyane Bag Hall
okay
hona omobeye no ndi CEO of 1125 Service Apartments East Legon do not for Osewayo Stephen Osebons papa the late Nana ya Amwako the second AK Nana Kubi Toma Mirika Abakoma I'm from Chichinamo Wadara man now Chidano we are me at my 11 can you not say near 81
yes
a retired officer is 82 can you say not in two kwa ni show hodie but a measured ni
celebration of
so nyame adom or na enfie dodo na kan feel expensive be was say na hwe anim say ebe sa home be sa be butu Ghana so na 1985
ne
nyame man
31 no
nyame man
nyame entwem emayen
it's a new month, is a new beginning, be hopeful na jidi say onyame ema wanim engu ase
o mama tese sojani na yekun ofichebi also will be good afternoon. This military officer is from Chebio. Very sad. With Kesbin TV, Eastern Regional Correspondent, the information we are bringing. Chinebo Akudia, that's it. It's really sad. It's really sad.
And I for no Mushenko Kofobi, Bob and Tavizano.
And Real Madrid, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. Vinicius Junior.
Now, on to Captain Blackstar.
Are they?
That's what Bobo do.
Or a Brazilian.
Montico na sa top level coaches ni bi no muntri mo Black Star
ombe coach Black Stars say to say Pep Guardiola yentimi ntuaneka
na mukas yentimi ntuaneka anya results amope
na results nti say e was wo hwe budget
na no me going to preparation of Black Star nteni na kan for yentimi ntuaneka ba no man na yentimi ntuaneka no so mba because had the already
now coach Manchester City.
But mo di end o mi so Barca because no chino.
Barca coach Xavi. David.
Oh
top. E così sei